right, well, good evening and welcome to our show this week. It's coming to you from the Kentucky Gun Company. Hello, everybody. I'm Kenny Fogle, and welcome to Sports Focus here on Central Kentucky TV. And glad you could join us. We talk about sports of all kinds. Obviously, you know, last week we were doing basketball, and well, basketball's been going all over the place. We had a little track in there, and next week they're going to try some baseball. But this week we got another kind of sport that a lot of us have participated in ever since we were kids. And I know I participated in it. Didn't have a little fancy hat like this when I was a kid, but did a lot of hunting when I was a young man growing up out in Holy Cross, and squirrel hunting. But hunting's changed a lot since my day. My day was basically you got a double-barrel shotgun, you went out and went hunting. But nowadays it's a little more sophisticated than that. So we're going to stop here at the Kentucky Gun Company because I know this is we're right in the midst of a deer season, or not deer season, turkey season. And we just started out this past week with a turkey season. I got Christian Swartz here, and Christian is I don't want to say expert at this, but if we say expert, that puts you on the spot. So we'll just say you the guy that knows a little bit about what we're going to talk about here today.
Just a little bit. Just
a little bit. Well, you've done a lot of hunting and fishing yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm very passionate about hunting. I've been doing it for a while now, and it's just really fun.
What makes it fun? First of all, before we get into it, what makes it fun? I know it's a competitive sport. I mean, obviously, it's you against nature, I guess.
Yes, it is definitely. In particular, with turkey season, the best part about it is that you can interact with the animal. They're calling to each other. It's mating season in the spring, and you can call to them, they'll call back to you, and it's just a whole lot of fun to know that you're talking to the bird and you're tricking them a little bit.
There you go. No, and despite what a lot of people think, turkeys are pretty smart.
They are smart. Their main defense is their eyesight, and they will use that against you. You have to be totally still and totally camouflaged, or else they'll pick you off and the hunt's over.
Now, when you're talking about it, obviously you hear the turkey before you see the turkey. So now, if we're going turkey, now we're looking at two different types of turkey hunting. Obviously, you're gun hunting and bow hunting. And obviously, and when you're going into that, I'm sure you approach it two totally different ways.
Oh, definitely. With archery, you have to draw back your bow, and that means you have to move. And with their eyesight being their main defense, how do you do that? It's almost impossible, and it just adds that extra level of challenge for people that are looking for just something a little bit tougher than the shotgun.
Like you're out with ducks, I mean, is it about the same? Do you get in a blind of any sort, or do you have any kind of a shelter of any kind you get behind, or how do you do that?
Absolutely. You can either sit right up against a tree, or you can try to brush yourself in with just what's around you, or you can take out a blind and get inside the blind, and that really gives you a little bit of an advantage, especially if you're doing archery.
Well, just like the hat I was wearing. I mean, obviously camouflage is very important because, and you've got a lot of, and I've walked around this place since I've been here, and there's a lot of camouflage, and I'm sure that's probably critical to this, especially turkey hunting.
Yes, definitely. Any kind of bright colors will work against you. So you want those earth tone colors, you want a camo pattern that will help you blend in. If you're sitting on the forest floor, you want leaves and brush and just those, earth tone patterns that will try to keep you concealed from the turkey.
Well, you mentioned a few minutes ago about talking to the turkey. I mean, surrounding us right now is all kinds of turkey calls and the different calls. And is there any particular, I mean, do they have different pitches to them, or any particular thing about the turkey call that's special?
Yeah, they do have some different noises. We've got several different kinds here to choose from, and they range in usability, I guess. Some of them are really easy, and some of them take a little bit of practice. And they do sound slightly different, but the goal is for all of them to sound like a turkey.
So somebody's got it mastered is what a turkey's going to sound like. A little turkey decoys there. Now that basically is to attract a turkey, I'm going to assume.
Yes. It can. A lot of times when you call to a turkey, they need just that little bit of extra convincing to come in range. Archery and shotgun both, you don't have all that great a range, 30, 40 yards at most, really. Some people can get comfortable shooting their guns and bows and shoot a little bit further, but 30-40 yards is about as far as you really want to shoot.
Okay, well, let's go into that real quickly. Now, if you're going to go turkey hunting, I know when I was a kid, all we owned in the family was a 12-gauge shotgun. So if we went, it didn't make any kind of difference what kind of hunting we were going to do. It's going to be a 12-gauge shotgun. So what are we looking at as far as, I mean, obviously you're not going to be taking a 22 rifle out there, are you?
No, that's actually illegal.
Okay.
Shotguns.
Glad we brought that up.
the vast majority of hunters are going to use shotguns, and most of them will use a 12-gauge shotgun. 20-gauge shotguns are great, very popular with the youth because they're a little bit lighter on the recoil. But with today's chokes and ammunition, they really have a pretty good range to them. So they're very effective on turkey.
Okay, well, talking about turkey season, it started this past Saturday, and it's going to go, I believe, to May 4th. May 4th. Y'all have got a contest here going on, matter of fact.
We do. If you kill a turkey and bring it in, we'll take a picture of it, we'll score it, and you'll be entered for free into a contest. There's adult division and youth division, and we score the beard, the spurs, the weight, add it all up, and whoever comes out with the biggest score at the end after May 4th is going to win a Ruger American Rimfire 22 long rifle.
Yeah.
It's a really good gun, and it's a good prize. All you got to do is bring it in. There's no cost to it at all.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. But again, we're talking about turkey season. Now, right now, is it just gun season, or is it bow season, or is it a little bit of both?
It's both. You can use a shotgun right now or archery. In the spring, the season, you can use both. And like I said, the majority of people use a shotgun.
Now you're a hunter. Now you're going to go out and hunt a spot. Now if somebody's going to go out and hunt a spot, obviously they're not going to go out in a wide open area that's just no trees around or anything. So what do you look for when you look for? Well, okay, what do you look for when you look for a good spot to go hunting?
A lot of people do like a nice open field, especially a cut corn field or even a soybean field. Now, the turkeys have been in there using that for a food source all winter. That's not a bad spot to set up. And turkeys, especially the male turkeys, the gobblers, they like to strut. They like to show off their stuff. So they like a nice open area where they can strut their stuff for the ladies. And it helps them attract the ladies in. And that's kind of the whole point of the mating season for them.
So this is the mating season right now, and you're getting right in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. They're strutting and they're gobbling. On a nice, sunny, warm day, they're going to be out in the field showing it off.
All right. Well, and we mentioned, I think I talked to you earlier before we come on the air, is turkey season obviously is right now, but there's a lot of other seasons throughout the year, but most of them don't take place till later on in the fall. I mean, we got fishing going on all summer long, but later in the year, I guess everything's got its season, whether it's squirrel, rabbit, duck. I guess everything pretty much has a season.
Yes, most of the seasons are in the fall and winter, but all you got to do is pick up your hunting guide. Kentucky Department of Fish and Game puts them out every year. It tells you exactly when the seasons are, what you can use, what zones there are, if there are any in the state. Anything you really need to know, just look at that and it'll tell you.
Well, that gets us into the next part of what I want to talk about a little bit. Is you touched on just a second ago, we were talking about using a rifle for turkey hunting, and the first thing he said, obviously, is that's illegal. Well, there's a lot of people going to go out in the field, and they want to be legal. And then there's a license for just about everything. I mean, you just don't just go out in the field. And is it still true you can hunt on your own property without a license, or you need a license for everywhere?
No, you need a license for everywhere.
I know when I was a kid, everybody always said, you don't need a license as long as you're on your own property, but that's no longer true, I guess. Or was it ever true?
I'm not sure. I've always had to have a license.
So that license is now how much is a license right now?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a problem. But again, basically the first step before you go out in the field, before you come in here and buy anything, is get a license and learn the rules and regulations of what and where and what you can do.
One thing you can do, it's what I always do, that's why I don't know the individual license prices. I get the sportsman's license. It covers everything.
Okay.
All your fishing and hunting licenses, permits, everything. It's $95 a year, and you don't have to worry about buying individual anything. It just covers it all. It's actually a really good deal. You'll save money. If you hunt and fish everything, you save money by getting the sportsman's license. And
people obviously, they probably do that coming here for one thing, but they do get it online or wherever else can they get it?
Absolutely. You can go onto the website, Kentucky Department of Fish and Game website. You can look up that rule book, and you can also purchase all your licenses, permits, everything right there on their website. Or you can come into a store like this, and we can take care of you.
And obviously, I know some people's going to ask this very question: is obviously the rules matter, but people, are they out there looking? I mean, is there the game warden or the conservation officer or whatever? Are they out there pretty enforcing this?
Yes, and they're very good. They're out there. They're protecting the wildlife is what they're doing. They're making sure that people aren't abusing them and, you know, overstepping the boundaries of the rules in the state. We see them in here quite a bit. They're good guys, and you know, they're just out there doing their jobs, protecting wildlife.
Well, that's absolutely. Well, that's what we're trying to find out today. Trying a little bit about whether he's a novice hunter or somebody that's been doing it for quite some time. There's just so much you can get into now. Like I mentioned, hunting is so much different now than it used to be. As you've got ways of going out in the field and actually camping out, and ways of going out and actually knowing your prey a little bit. I mean, you don't just go out and expect it to come to you unless you've been out there a while. So there's a lot of you got a little frontiersman in you, and you get out there and be a successful hunter.
Absolutely. It's not easy. The success rate is pretty low, actually.
Matter of fact, I talked to a guy already today, and he's already been out twice turkey hunting, and he said he hadn't found a thing yet. Hadn't even heard a gobble. So I don't know if he's going to the wrong spot or he's making too much noise or what's going on with it.
It could be anything. The weather plays a big factor in it, too. Today it's rainy and cold. However, opening day, it was sunny and warm, and it was beautiful. It was perfect. So weather can play a big role in that, not just where you're hunting, but how it is outside, too.
Have you seen any turkeys come through here yet already?
We had a few come in over the weekend. We already got several in the contest, but we've got plenty of room for everybody. So keep it in mind if you get one.
Well, like I said, you got to stay legal and the license, and look online for different things about what you need to know before you go out in the field. We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get Chris to take a look at maybe some of the weapons we got, and do a little gun safety, or maybe even archery safety. I don't know what the best way to safety out in the field, because that's the number one thing. When you go out hunting, we want you to come back safe. That's the number one thing. We don't like any accidents, and I guess the worst thing out in the field, and I've been out in the field with some of these people, is you go out in the field with somebody that just doesn't take the hunting seriously, and you can get somebody injured real quickly, whether it's a BB gun or a high-powered rifle.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the things we want to talk about is gun safety when we come back. So we'll take a quick break here right now. We'll come back right here on Central Kentucky TV Sports Focus. We'll be right back.